Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. And let me tell you, today we're going to talk a little bit about hubris. Because sometimes it's possible to think you're better at something than you really are. Like you might be like, Joe, how would that even work? I'm precisely as good at everything as I precisely am certain of. And, well, it turns out some of us are not as virtuous or good or self-aware as you are, gentle listener, kind viewer. Like, for example, myself, if I'm going to talk about somebody making a mistake, it's probably good to talk about me making the mistake because, for one thing, I was there, and so I have insider knowledge. And for another thing, it's not nice to, talk bad about other people. There's this great show on the Canadian Broadcasting Channel, that might be called the CBC, called Little Mosque on the Prairie. And one of the great things about the show is that all the characters, whenever they want to do any sort of exposition, which in a story is where you talk about, like, something that happened off screen, or, either before the story started, or in a person's backstory, or somewhere else. Anyway, so every time that they want to talk about something that happened, they have to preface it with, I know gossiping is un-Islamic, but... And then they say whatever they were going to say. And that's just a really kind of funny, recurring element of the show. I don't even know if you'd call it a recurring gag, although they do make fun of it, because at one point they want to have a holiday pageant where one of the kids is like, hey, we have all these other religions in this holiday pageant, and they're doing like a play. Why can't we do that with Islam? And it's like, well, we can't depict the Prophet Muhammad, but, so we could have the story be told from the point of view of somebody who saw the Prophet Muhammad. And it's like, well, wait. But what if we had, if somebody's talking about something that he saw, isn't that like gossip? And then it's like a whole thing. But where was I? Yes. So, hubris. Sometimes you might think like, oh, hey, I've got all this figured out. Like, I'm an immortal vampire in my immortal vampire castle. Everybody's come to dinner. Everything's going to work perfectly. And then, like, eventually, at the end of the day, you're like, who ordered the steak? But, it's not sometimes we just kind of overemphasize our own skills or talents in our minds. And you know what? I thought, okay, this computer thing is not good. My desktop computer, 5.5 years old, finally gave up on me. So I need to replace, like, the motherboard, the processor, RAM, get a new hard drive for the operating system because the old one is tiny, and SSDs are a lot bigger than they were 5.5 years ago. But anyway, I was like, well, I've got my editing laptop anyway, so why not, like, while I'm in the process of raising money to hopefully buy a new... Hey, can this horse leave? No, it can't, because there's no saddle. Okay, so I was thinking, like, while I'm in the process of saving up to replace this, like, probably over or around $1,000 worth of desktop components, I've got a graphics card that works really well right now, because I replaced that about 18 months ago. What if I took that graphics card and connected it to my laptop via an external GPU enclosure? Well, then I could, like, record maybe almost as good as usual on the laptop. And instead of having a stopgap solution where because, like, the whole premise of a stopgap solution is you want to not have a gap, right? You're like, oh, hey, it would be unfortunate if there was a gap in video production because my desktop processor or desktop computer is, in need of repairs or replacement. It'd be really good if we didn't have that gap. So trying to mind that gap, I tried to set up a much cheaper adapter box for the GPU that would plug in via Thunderbolt cable to the laptop. And we are not using it in this video. It's one of those things where, like, somebody asked, well, hey, if you're, I think it might have been one of my viewers, Ozathoth, who asked, like, hey, Joe, are you sure your graphics card is supported by this? And I'm like, well, it says it's supported. But these things are kind of experimental, but like I can figure it out. Like it's on the list of like graphics cards that are known to have been, working with a system like this. Total rabbit hole. I'm pretty good with computers and hardware and like I know enough to be dangerous. And I say this truthfully because in the process of setting this up, I managed to repeatedly force the operating system to install drivers that it did not want to install at all. And, in some cases, this ended up resulting in, I say some cases, one case, this ended up in a situation where, like, the laptop would then, like, not work for a day and a half while I tried to fix. Oh, that was almost deadly. Wow. Good jump, everybody. Let's, not immediately run straight into the mines where things get super dangerous. At the same time, though, the mines are where all the fun loot is. Let's just poke our head out. Oh, look, here's my little blood trail from the last time I came back here. Yeah. So, Minecraft. I've got it running again. The computer is mostly operational. So I went from having 2 computers to having 1 computer to having no computers. Got the laptop back up and running again, though. And I apologize to you guys. Once again, it was my hubris thinking, oh, I can take this partially supported, partially unsupported thing, and I can support it. I can figure this out. And you know what? Nope. I was wrong. And people are, it's kind of one of those things where it's like a lot of people have had good luck with this particular hardware setup, but there have been a lot of patches out recently for the operating systems because of the Intel CPU Meltdown Spectre thing. I'm going to keep calling it the Intel thing because I have an Intel chip, and that's the part of my laptop that caused it to need these patches. So anyway, with some of the latest patches, the breakaway box, or whatever you would call it, for the GPU, the external GPU box, has been giving a lot of people trouble. And the way that my system snapshots are set up, it won't actually let me roll back to a previous version of the operating system. I tried, and it almost worked, except that all of the applications were missing. And when I say, like, applications, I mean, like, the OS X system preferences thing, and the notes application, and the windowed terminal. Like, basically, it's just like, okay, this system boots. But anyway, so yeah, if you guys are wondering why there have not been episodes for a few days, it is because I thought I knew better than like I should just. Like, I'm still going to keep trying to attempt to get this breakaway box external GPU working, but so we might see an improvement in the short term, but like for right now, I figure I'm just going to have to do 720p recordings at 30 frames a second. I know the laptop can handle it, and it's going to be a little jumpy sometimes, but you know what? I was gone for like that's, I feel bad because I've been gone for like 17 out of the last 31 days, basically, just like away from home. So I haven't been able to record, barely been able to edit. Hermit Skies episodes are going to be coming back. I've got a few of those recorded from before everything broke, and I'm going to be uploading those. I was planning to start editing those the last few days, but with the laptop being inoperable for part of that, obviously that was not happening. But I do want you guys to know that I am not going anywhere. I am here to make cool stuff for y'all, and I am very excited about it in whatever form that takes. Now, hopefully, in a few weeks, like, I don't necessarily need to raise the whole $1,000 for the desktop out of Stream or YouTube fan funds, Patreon money. I do get paid every few weeks, and so like I can hopefully make up the difference, even if we don't, raise the full $1,000 or so right away, around the 15th of February or so. I should be able to make up whatever shortfall there is out of my paycheck. So This is not going to be like a terrible resolution stream YouTube forever. Sorry for right now. A little bit lower res than usual. A little bit lower FPS than I'd prefer. But you know, that's just how it is right now. And I mean, when I started off recording these things, I was recording at 360p, 24 frames a second. And I'll be honest, most of you weren't watching at the time, so I don't expect you guys to be thrilled by the video quality in the short term, but I do know that I'm capable of making things that are fun and entertaining at that technology level. It has been done before, and I will do it yet again. The real stopgap was the laptop that we had next to us all along. Oh, hey, emeralds. I like those. And I actually picked them up. Good. Wait, if there are emeralds here, that means there might be, what do you call those baby cabbage things? No, I'm just thinking of green things now because of the emeralds. Baby silverfish, yeah. So there might be baby silverfish hiding in some of these blocks. We're going to have to be super careful. Wait, I'm using a silk touch pickaxe anyway. So that might actually in no way affect anything. Haha, take that, baby silverfish. I've outsmarted a small baby. Which, as a father, is something that I actually now know is a lot harder than you would think. Like, it's really hard to keep kids on their toes. That's why people look up to Calvin's dad so much from Calvin and Hobbes. I mean, that guy had that stuff down. So, let's see. Let's just kind of keep going out this way for a ways. But yeah, I figure this is as good a time as any to do some mining, restock on Ooh, that's not maybe the best way to go there. I'm adult enough to acknowledge that. I actually might need that diorite for the bottom of the floor. Let's go ahead and make some more torches just to free up some slots here. Okay, cool. So we're in no immediate peril. Oh, I say as I immediately run toward immediate peril. Let's go ahead and just kind of extend this out a ways here. Kind of just build my little walkway as I go. I'd really rather do these walkways with like glass, but this is fun too. So, let's see. Somebody's definitely been through here, but they did not really seem to care for this redstone. I don't know if... Ooh. Wow, or any of this stuff. Is this even someone's mine, or is this just a tunnel that they were exploring for? Oh, maybe they were trying to get to this thing. You know what I should probably do near this thing is surround it with lights. You know, just while we're being aggressive. Whoa. Music disc. I'm gonna take that and knock back one. Probably don't need that as much. Huh. Well, that's cool. It's always nice to find new things. And on that note, let's see. Oh, it is... We are running low on time at the moment. Ooh, diamonds. Diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. We're just going to light all this up so we don't get creepered while we're collecting our diamonds. Okay. Well, I was going to say it's about time to end the episode because this was kind of a test recording, and one of the things I've learned about test recordings is you don't want to make it too long of a test recording, because if something goes wrong with it, then you're going to be very sad that you lost a whole bunch of footage. Better to only lose like 10 to 20 minutes of footage. Okay, let's... Did that... No! Okay, that was a terrible plan. Every part of that was reprehensible. We're going to kind of be more aggressive this time. Okay. Let's kind of come this way then. Okay. Well, I don't know what I expected. Let's try this. Okay. Well, that's about... Well, this is Hubris! Oh my goodness, we brought it back around! I'm better at this than I thought. Okay. Good narrative, structural feedback looping. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, if you want to help toward the new computer, you can donate at paypal.me/JoeHills or at patreon.com/JoeHills. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills, as you might have noticed from those above-mentioned links. Now, I really shouldn't mess with the ending. I just love it. It's perfect as it is. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.